So today we're gonna continue our understanding of brewing tea. The last episode you've seen the most important part of it, the star of it is this kettle. This kettle is my choice of it, and the reason why is the size and the shape of the spouts. And we have our set here. We have the Gaiwan 150 ml, and we have 3 cups. Each one is around 5 ml of it. So combined with that is 15 milliliters of brew tea inside, and the extra 5 or extra like a little bit of it because the tea leaf hold up space, and also take in water. And we discount that a little bit. So thank you again for last time. My allergy was pretty strong, and my sneezing, and a lot of my patriots and friends also suffering from that allergy. Hopefully today will be better, and of course the tea will help us breathe a little bit easier on this. You can see again here everything is almost white, and white is a very important color in brewing tea because it actually showcases the changes of the leaf, the color, the brewing, and you can really use the color white to be a canvas to show off the tea and understand more of it. So you can see that we are actually heating up everything first, and that's a very important part. You want to bring the temperature of all the vessel back to how the temperature of the brewing is. So, and also it's very polite in the traditional culture of brewing tea that you have everything cleaned up by hot water. So today the techniques that I'm teaching you is a little bit more fine-tuning from the previous one, meaning that we're gonna watch the color changes, and the color changes is based on the power and the stream of the water going in. So first thing first, like what we said before in episode 1, is to prime your tea. Priming your tea is basically to clean it. And then you want to basically, if you want to clean your tea, you can use your second techniques, which is the second power of pouring water. Focus on one spot. You can choose a spot inside here. The tea leaf is already inside, and I would choose this spot because there's a crack in it. All right, so when I do that, I would just leave it like that, and you can see the rotations of it, and you can also see bubbles. Bubble is a very normal thing for tea leaf because Camellia sinensis is alkaline. So when hot water pours into something alkaline, it creates bubbles, and that bubbles also bring out the dust, or the tea, we call tea dust, or anything there's debris on the surface of the tea leaf to kind of clean it. All right, so once you have the prime, you pour it out, and immediately you can see the color changes inside. So the changes of the color determine how fast your next brew is. So if we have something like that, and of course you want to smell the lid, because the lid is where it shows you how the tea leaf is reacting to the hot water. So once you have that, basically this is already start to brew, and you can use the rinse water to wash your cup. A second time is a heating side of it. So the cup is fully heated at this point. Sometimes it might be too hot, but you will get accustomed to the heat, just like a chef cooking. All right, so now we're ready to brew. You see, of course, gravities. This tea leaf right now is going into one side of it. So where do I want to hit to make it the best of where the hot water, the energy is going into it? I would choose the bottom part of the front top. That will create an anti-clockwise movement of things. So if you see it, I will use the strongest pour in the bottom first, and then go in up to a second and a third streams. Okay, you can see it like this. 1, 2. You can see that it rotates. It's okay to have some of the tea leaf pour out of it or some water pouring out of it. It's fine. That's the really traditional way. Then you hold it, you let that water go out, and you want to immediately take a look of your leaf, see how furrow it is, it's expanding. It's important to engage. By engaging, you're smelling the cup, you're smelling the lid, you're looking into the color, visual, sound, and smell, okay? Then you kind of press into it, you can see this is pretty light. If you judge the color of that, this is a pretty light brew at this point. But it's okay because this tea could be brewed many, many times. So I want to taste the fundamental of it first, right? So if I don't taste this, I would not know how is my next brew gonna be, right? So I would rather do it less than do it more. Just like cooking, if you cook something, undercook a little bit, you can always recook it and make it more well done that you want. But if you well done it, you cannot go back to rare, right? So this is your first brew in the sense. A cup to Ella, a cup to me. So how do you drink it? The easiest way is to divide this up into 3 portions. You can't chuck this because it's really hot. So you want to slurp the surface of it, which is the coolest part of it. Before we drink it, we want to look at it. We want to see the color of the water. Is it glossy? Is it clean? When you see a tea that brew out milky and kind of iggy like mud water, you know the foundation is not good already. So no matter how good your technique is, you can't really save it per se. So you want to slurp it. Let it go down and see how clean it is. But at that point you can actually feel the aromatic of it and then the taste of it. So by then you can judge on how strong you want your next brew gonna be. So again, we're gonna do the first brew, it's very, very light. The second brew, we're gonna push it because the second brew refers to the body. Okay, so it's overfloating, it's okay. The beauty part of using a white gaiwan or white vessel is you can really see the progressions of it, right? You can see this, I can push it around, I can play with it, I can engage it. If there's one side getting clogged, I can use this to expand it. The important part of it is be part of the tea leaf. I know that sounds funny, but if we engage ourselves inside with the tea leaf, we know that how hot it's going, what's going on in there and all that, then we can really feel it. I'm gonna break some rules here to add the second brew onto our first brew. But what I want to try to see is, Bella one is already done, which is great. We have an empty cups here, so we can see the color difference. So, in this point, we're already 30 seconds in of the brewing techniques. And let's see. You can see that it's stronger this time. The color is darker on that. And you want to see the color and expansions of the leaf, which is kind of fully unfurled. It's almost like 80% there at this point, right? So at this point, you can actually let the leaf rest a little bit. We call resting. Resting is also an important part because you want the tea leaf to gain back some energy because you just brew out its energy out and you want it to recuperate. At this point, the cup is still pretty hot. The tea leaf itself is still pretty hot, so it's still brewing in a sense. So by this, we can kind of judge it on the second and see the fuller body effects on the second brew of this tea. Okay, so if it became a little bit too strong, then what we can do is to be lighter handed on our third brew. The third brew, if we want to be lighter handed, The lightest way of brewing the skill is the first one, which is the really long stream going in. I'm gonna hit the spot right there with a very light streaming on it. This will cool down the water first. This would not really disturb. You're not rotating the leaf at this point. You're slowly filling up. So it's almost like a really good onsen bath for the tea leaf. That is gentle and is slow brewing it. This point that it will maintain as aromatic, it will slowly extract because there's still energy going in. It will still extract what has already been brewed inside the tea leaf to ooze it out. And you have a very gentle brew on your third, in a sense. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how this reaction is gonna be. Of course, you want to cover it. I mean, covering it actually create more heat. The more the energy you put in the tea, the more it extract out from it. So you can see, by focusing on it, you can see the rise of the water level coming out. Fundamental science, there's vacuum inside because of the heat kind of like create a vacuum, and the tea is oozing out from it, and then it will go back into it because there's a suctions in there. All these small little things we observe, and when you observe, we becomes more selfless in it because we are paying attention to the tea itself. It creates a moment of tranquility and also focus in a sense, because you see how it expands fully into the rim. All these small little movements gave you the full experience of brewing tea, and that's a good way of self-help. All right, that's what I think the fundamental of Chinese tea is to heal yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. Okay, so let me pour this out. And when I pour it, there's also 3 ways of pouring. You can be gentle, strong, and powerful, right? And all this contribute to the taste of the tea. Hope you enjoy this little sections of episodes, or you call it episodes of teaching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thank you, and if there's any questions, do give us comments on it, and we can reply back to you. Thank you.